Hello. So this is hopefully going to be my first video that I publish. So we'll see how it goes. What I'm doing today is I am putting on a ladder onto the boat, onto the back over here. And you can actually see the RV next to us. I know this channel that we started was going to originally be about RVing and some other stuff, but really truth is it's going to be about family fun, adventures on the boat, RV, and whatnot. Anyhow, back to what we're doing. So I'm gonna put the ladder back here, about in this position. But I'm gonna wait to actually see the exact position I want it at. Basically want it right above the water line. But I'm waiting until I get this cover off right here. I've already removed the sides over here, both sides. And I just gotta remove this cover. And good luck finding the screws through that carpet, because it is a pain in the butt. See how these screws are hidden? That's actually a more visible one right there, and the rest of them. I don't know if this is mounted to a hard platform underneath, but we'll find out after we remove these other ones. It should be pretty simple. Pretty sure that these doors right here are only mounted to the bottom frame that it goes on. So around each one of these pockets there's actually a, looks like there's a frame around it. We're just hopefully just taking off that top wood piece. I hope it's wood. We'll find out, won't we? So these screws are square bit or cross tip. And some of them are so shredded in there that you gotta try whichever one you can. Had to pull one out with, started it with a pair of pliers. It was so stripped. But then I just took this and I put the screw right inside of it. I don't even know where that screw went now. Oh, here it is. Took the screw, put it right inside, and tightened it down just like it was. Just tightened it down just like that and unscrewed it. It's a little trick if you ever get one that's stripped. Tried the whole rubber band technique and it didn't work at all. So that's what I had to come down to, because I did not feel like using channel locks the entire time. Now I'm not taking these screws all the way out because I don't want to have to sit there and struggle to find where the holes are. This is actually coming up pretty easy, even though I got one over here that stripped out extremely easy, so we're going to try to square bit. There we go. Boom. These actually came up, this came up a lot easier than the other board, the side boards. But I got to worry about this right here. Hopefully there's quick disconnects. So let's see here. Oh. Not so quick, honestly. There we go. All right. Too easy. All right. So actually, while I'm in here, because this boat did not come with an auto bilge, so dang, there's still not even a lot of room to get in there. I was hoping I was gonna have more room to get in there this way, because I was gonna try and put in an auto bilge. instead of going through that small hole, but I'm gonna have to go through that small hole. So I guess that's another day project. All right. And then this is not what I was expecting, to run into all this foam. Let's think about this. So when I bought this boat, instead of me putting in the radio, I went ahead and let the company I bought it from, I'm not going to tell you where I bought it from, but it is a Tracker boat, so you might be able to guess where I bought it from. But you can, I told them to use their best judgment because I didn't think it would be terrible judgment. And when they put it in, they put the radio head module into the side right here. I'm sorry, but I don't know any driver in the world that does not want to be able to see the radio head when they're going down the road or down the water. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I had to move that. Now I've got a sore spot right there, an ugly spot that I had to cover up. And I'm just too lazy to do it in any type of professional manner. And then ran the speakers all the way in the back, instead of putting them maybe up here by the footwell or somewhere up here where you can hear it when you're going full speed down the lake. Because I don't know, it's kind of hard to hear over 30-mile-an-hour winds. So one day I'll put speakers in the front. Or actually, one of my future projects is I'm going to take this out and I'm going to make a board. I'm going to make a box all the way across. And these mounts are going to come out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 jump seats. It'll open up. Those will be my jump seats. That way, this whole entire area will be a bigger walking platform. It'll come to about right here. So I'll have a bigger storage right here and some storage right here, so I can put like a cooler or something in there, or a different fish box. You know, my imagination's the limitation. And then I'll have a bigger walking platform over this entire area instead of this narrow hill as a walking platform. So I'll get more storage. I'll have seats that are out of the way, so it's easier to walk around the boat. Better fishing platform, so again, it's easier to walk around the boat. Right now it's just with all 4 seats in and the whole family, you know, 2 adults and 2 kids, it's just too congested. And yeah, probably could just buy a bigger boat, but then that costs even more money. So why not make what you got how you want it? All right, so back to this problem. I'm gonna just start chiseling it all out. I currently work without all my tools, because the majority of my tools are in a completely different state. We moved last year and we did not have a chance or the time or the resources to move everything with us. So one day, my family will have everything we need in one place, or everything we own at least in one place. As of right now, I make do. All right, here we go. If I'd have been thinking more when I bought the boat, though, I'd have definitely bought V18 or V19 with the swim platform. And the ski. So this boat, it's only a 75 horsepower boat, but it definitely has enough power to pull a skier and to pull or to pull a tube. But tow hooks in the back are right at the water level. And honestly, when you keep that original 3-blade on there, it doesn't really have maybe quite the oomph it should off the bat. But I've switched mine to a 4-blade prop, and I am sold on 4-blade props forever. I lost maybe 2 miles per hour, but what I gained in acceleration and planing, it definitely makes up for it. So I chose an aluminum boat because I like to beach things on purpose, not on accident. I don't beach it on accident. And so I just decided it's probably safer to beach aluminum boats than fiberglass. And I have not been disappointed. But I've definitely grounded this boat twice on accident. There's once recently, took the kids and my dad to the ocean with it, and we went inland and beached it. Or I didn't intend on beaching it, but the anchor I have is not sufficient, and so it decided that it wanted to move all the way up the shore. And when we came back to it, I had to push it off the sand back into the water. And now I learned my lesson that I need a bigger anchor, or I can just use my iPilot trolling motor that I have, which I think is a better option, honestly. Three and a quarter. That's how wide the bracket is. So let's see if we've got 3 1/4 deep in there. Oh, barely. So, dang, we definitely got to go deeper. It's definitely what she said, though. I guess actually how I could have done it, I just drilled the holes and then dug up in here. But then I wouldn't have known if there's anything dangerous that I might have hit. You can see all the cords are right here. They're well out of the way, because I'm going to drill from the outside. Light enough. And deep enough. Maybe not quiet, because I need to go where I need to add at least a 1/2 inch to be able to put washer behind there. So we've got 4 1/2 inches, so we want to go 5 inches down on that. Ouch. Ooh. Put one of those screws in my knee. Alright, I'm gonna pause here because I gotta get the vacuum and marker because I didn't bring all the tools needed out here. So there's that. All right, peace out. Be back in a little bit. All right, so I'm back. I'm gonna do this. All right, set 5 inches. When you're putting this on, it says rubber grommets to hold it. And it's going to stay in an upright position. So it might behoove you make sure you mount it correctly. That's going to do it for now. We'll get the bottom 2 bolts in and then square it up easier. So let's get the drill bit. I got my baby hammer I carry in my tool bag. I'm not putting the washers on there on that side, the outside just yet, because I'm gonna mark the other 2 holes. I just didn't feel like fighting holding this ladder up. Hear my watch going off. That's the Girl Scouts. My daughter's in the Girl Scouts. And her mom's taking her with the Girl Scouts to a local baseball game. And they're trying to get it organized where all the girls are there at the same time to do a parade and sit together. All that good stuff, good wholesome fun stuff. All right, did y'all see where, oh, there's the punch. Almost lost the punch. I can't wait to have a ladder. My fat butt will be able to get in here. My little kids will be able to get in here without fighting, without struggling. There we go. So when I say I got a ridiculous vacuum for home use, I got a ridiculous vacuum. Now it's time to vacuum. Alright, I gotta do some more digging. There it is. So I got enough room. I really should have gone down a whole 1.5 inches extra. But I got plenty of room. Alright, so I'm about to mount this. I'm using this flex glue because it says it's automotive and marine, as well as everything else underneath the sun. So I'm gonna put that behind the backing plate. Help seal it, even though we're not below the water level. So I've got some really thick washers to go on the back side, as long as they fit, because it is aluminum. And the most we have anybody that weighs to getting on that's going to possibly use that, I think it's like 225, maybe 250, but I seriously doubt it. I think I'm probably the heaviest in my family. If you want to guess my weight, go ahead. All right, I didn't expect this to be a problem. But that is an easy fix, because what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll just take the ladder off, take the bracket off. I'm not going to sit here and struggle with it. I'm not a very talkative person. Normally when I work, I'm sitting here listening to music. Like I said, right now I'm just taking off these exterior brackets. That way I can get these inside bolts on, because the ladder is actually in the way. When you're doing this, you might want to remember where your grommets went. Dang it, that one's got to get out of my way. Where's my baby hammer? Baby hammer. There we go. That's a tight fit. Just like this is right here. Man, might have to drill those holes out just a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. Now, one thing I always recommend when you're doing any kind of project is you never, ever tighten bolts until you've got everything back together. I mean, you don't have to listen to my advice. All right, those big fat washers aren't going to work on the top. Just a little too close. Got it. I got my nut on. Well, with that one that's using the smaller washer, it's on the very top, and so there's actually a double layer of aluminum, because right here they've welded this on, so that's an extra plate that's folded over and goes down there about 2 inches. So it's a double thick portion of aluminum. And I've got a washer on it. I'm not going to go without washers. I mean, I'd figure something out before I went with a stinking washer. See, that one went a lot easier. I mean, heck, I put these things on fiberglass boats. All right, we're gonna try big old washer in the back of this one. No, big washer's not gonna work on that top one. Again, if I would went another ½ inch, I'd have had plenty of room, but I failed to look closer at it, and probably in too much of a rush. I'm not worried about finishing the project today, but it'd be nice because I think it's supposed to rain here for the next 3 days. And as you can see, I work outside. Oh, almost lost my nut. I did lose it. There we go. All right, so I've got them on just barely enough. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna put the ladder back on, and then I'm gonna glue it. When you're doing this, make sure you have it the correct way, because these are at an angle. So when you're going to put it back on, don't put it on backwards, or else it won't work. Oops. And then don't forget all the rubber grommets. All right. Check it all out and it works all perfect. So now then, we glue it and we screw it. I just dropped my caulk. I hate it when it happens. And then it gets all dirty, you know, just absolutely cumbersome. Some might say I'm working with half of a brain, but I am literally working with half of a tool set. Alright, so I've got this ladder on. I've got these brackets on, so I am actually, so I can get to these bolts easier. I thought that I wouldn't have that hard of a problem. Seeing as how I have these long skinny sockets, but I am having a problem getting it tightened down all the way. And don't forget these plastic washers, because they help them go smoothly up and down. It would not be good if you forgot those. Oh yeah, it's definitely a job not well done. Because this top one's definitely loose still on the left side. So we get to go back in and finish tightening it. I do have torque wrenches, but again, I don't have them here. So I gotta do German specs called Gutentight. And that is Gutentight. Check that out. And yeah, I'm leaving all that putty there, all that caulk. Now, I got a cover, boat cover that I put on here too. That boat cover will just go right here under it. So that way it still functions. Quite happy about it. Now we get to put it all back together. Hip hip hooray. put it all back together and clean up. Well, I lie, I can't put it all back together today because I got to replace some of those stripped screws for the flooring, which I knew that before I started. I just didn't have a comparing screw to take to Lowe's. So that's what I'll do today. I'll keep you with me while I put the rest of it back together. But all in all, that's really it. I got extra washers. Yes, I bought extra washers. Sadly, the ladder did not come with the mounting tools. And it makes sense why it didn't, because every hull of a boat, H-U-L-L, not hole, is different depths. So they didn't include bolts. So you gotta go get your own. So like I said earlier, I was going to work on the bilge pump, make an automatic bilge pump. So manual, but there's not enough room to get in there. And so that'll just be a later on project, and I'll go through the manhole cover there. It's probably a different name for it, but I don't care. Right now I'm just gonna put it all back together. This went a lot quicker and a lot easier than I ever expected. And really, if you ask me, it only took minimal mechanical skills or building skills. That shop that put my radio in just really did a terrible job. Sometimes I wonder why I even pay people to do stuff. So before I even mount this thing down, I am going to put my nighttime running lights on so I can make sure they don't have the wires crossed or anything. I do not want to get caught out on the water at night without working running lights. All right, see it? It works. It's on. That's all I needed to know. Hardest part now is making sure I'm not crushing wires and cables, putting it back in. Take this one screw and fit it to more. That does it for the back. I'm just gonna put the sides on, which y'all weren't here for. There we go. I got a total of 4 screws I gotta replace still. 4 stinking screws. Alright, peace out. I'm not gonna show a video of finishing that up. Bye.